Yeah, I realized I hadn't done an introduction video yet. I just come out here, start a channel, and start talking. But, so let me tell you a little bit about me that is pertinent to everything that's going on. Now, I usually don't like telling my personal story about how I got started with affiliate marketing because it scares people. So professionally, I was a cook for the last 17 years. I met my husband in 2008 here in Vegas. And if you know anything about the hospitality industry and restaurants, you are an asset to somebody else without even really knowing it. And if you do know it, you gaslight yourself into pretending you like it. And eventually, you stop liking it. I stopped liking it in 2016. Forward to C19, and my husband, who had been in tech for the previous 9 years, he was cut in the first round of layoffs because this company, much like other tech companies, they don't know what to do when times get rough. So their initial reaction is to just cut all their staff, regardless of how well the staff is performing. And because he really liked that job, he started out on the bottom and he worked his way up to the status that he was. He was a software developer, web developer, and they kicked him loose. He lost all of his confidence. He couldn't find it again because confidence does not come in the bottom of a bottle of Canadian. When C19 happened and he lost his job, he had his unemployment, all that kind of stuff. I was still the one who was going out there and working amongst all the bugs and germs because I was a cook. I was deemed essential. And that meant that I had to work. I mean, the whole time I'm thinking to myself, if I get that and I lose my sense of smell and taste, my career as a cook is absolutely over because what good is a cook who can't smell or taste anything? So it was at that time I'm really starting to think, okay, I need an alternative career path or a way to make money or something. In December of 2021, the restaurant where I was working, it closed, but it was only temporary because the chef was looking for a second location to expand. But that expansion wasn't going to come till at least April. And I'm like, what am I going to do until then? And so that's when my husband and I really started looking into making money online and taking it seriously. And once I saw the options that were out there, I realized that affiliate marketing was going to be the thing that I wanted to do for one very, very, very specific reason. No inventory. I honest to God, do not know how people do drop shipping or any of that stuff. You're relying on so many outside forces that... Why? So I found a couple of dudes that I was talking to on TikTok about this and doing my research, and I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to be focusing on. This is fine. This is no big deal. A week before my husband turned 39, he had a heart attack in the house. And that's when life changed. For me and for him. So in the process of finalizing all of his last paperwork and stuff like that, I got with a mentor, I got my LLC, and I just went full bore. And one of the things that they tell us to do in marketing is to tell your story. And so this is my story. And you know what? People do not resonate with my story at all. I think they get scared. Yeah, it's a bummer and it sucks, obviously, to lose your spouse, especially him passing away so young. And a lot of their comments were one of two things. I'm sorry that happened to you. Cheer up. He would want you to be happy.
Don't ever tell that to anyone who's lost their spouse.
And the other thing, I don't know what I would do if that happened to me. I don't even want to think about that. I tell this story to, number one, let people know what my backstory is so they know who they're talking to, and to let them know that even in the worst situations, that great things can happen in their place. I always knew that business ownership was in the stars, is in the vortex. I wish he was here to do this with me because he was the one who had sales, marketing, influencing, and branding experience. All I knew how to do was cook eggs. So there's a lot of learning and unlearning that I have to do, along with mindset training, because oh my gosh, if you're a cook, they just want you following orders and not thinking for yourself. I would also like to show people who don't have a family that's relying on them that yes, you can do affiliate marketing because you matter. You can do it alone because you're not really alone. You have a community of people and you have coaches who are teaching you, testing you. This is just human 101. Where there's a will, there's a way. My will to not work for a chef ever again is one of my biggest whys why I am doing this. And I was an egg cook. Do you know what egg cooks are worth? Me? $3.2 million. Because I was told I was worth my weight in gold. They can't afford me now as far as I'm concerned. This story goes to tell one more thing. That he is a cautionary tale. If you have ever wanted to do something with your life, and it doesn't matter what it is, you should really do it because tomorrow isn't promised. He was a week before he turned 39, and he wasn't sick. And he never got COVID. He was terrified of it, and he never got it. But there are a lot of things that he didn't get to do either. And so that's my biggest message. Whatever is scaring you about doing anything in life, that's the thing that's going to set you free. Have a good day. Like, favorite, and subscribe. And I know my story isn't going to resonate with everyone because it is sad and depressing and scary and horrible. But what goes down must come up. I'll see you tomorrow.